Manchester United have opened talks for a new winger as the club eyes a major summer rebuild. Manchester United have been linked with a move for Crescencio Somerville, who appears to be available this summer following West Ham's relegation to the Championship. A £50 million price tag has been slapped on the Netherlands international for any suitors who want to land him in the coming weeks. There are many clubs interested in Somerville, who scored at the World Cup with Netherlands in the opening game, and Somerville is attracting interest from several clubs across Europe. Manchester United are reportedly looking at Somerville as the right sort of player to bring fresh creativity and pace to their flanks. Up-and-down form from several of United's wide forwards last season has led the club's board to make it a top priority to find a player who loves cutting inside from the left channel. With his skill on the ball and proven eye for goal at the highest level, the 24-year-old is seen as someone who can give the manager's tactical setup a more lively attacking edge. Somerville's ability to operate from the left flank in particular matches a gap that emerged in United's squad last season, when inconsistent output from that position became a recurring talking point among the club's coaching staff. However, Manchester United's bid to secure the winger's signature is anything but straightforward. On top of having to negotiate with West Ham to lower their asking price, United also face competition from other European clubs who are ready to move ahead of them in the race. The coming weeks will be significant for the Old Trafford outfit to show how serious they are, whether they are prepared to pay that price tag or look at other options instead. West Ham's relegation to the Championship has changed the financial calculations around Somerville, as a club playing in the second tier of English football is under far greater pressure to cash in on its most valuable assets during the same transfer window. That dynamic is part of why Manchester United moved early to open talks rather than wait until later in the summer. Now, before we move into the biggest story of the day, if you are new here, this is United Flow, your home for daily Manchester United news, transfer updates, and honest match analysis. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss a story like this one. If you have followed United through the highs and the lows, you already know how much it means to have a community that talks football the right way, fact by fact, without the noise. So take 2 seconds, subscribe, like this video, and drop a comment with your take on what you are about to hear, because this next story has the whole fanbase talking. Marcus Rashford's loan spell at Barcelona has officially come to an end after the Catalan club chose not to trigger the €30 million permanent buy option before the mid-June 2026 deadline. Due to this situation, rules dictate that Rashford must return to Manchester United, his parent club, where he is under contract until 2028. Despite his return to Old Trafford, the 28-year-old forward's future under Michael Carrick remains the subject of heavy speculation. Barcelona had the option available to them throughout the loan period, and the decision not to activate it before the deadline means Rashford's registration automatically reverts to Manchester United under the terms originally agreed between the two clubs. The Red Devils' management would prefer to sell Rashford permanently to get his £325,000 a week wages off the books, and they are reluctant to send him out on loan again. Manchester United have set a £40 million release clause for interested foreign clubs, with a strict condition banning a move to domestic rivals such as Manchester City or Liverpool. The structure of that release clause means any Premier League club outside of those two named rivals could, in theory, also pursue a deal at the same valuation, though the primary interest reported so far has come from clubs outside England. Barcelona's failure to sign the player permanently has sparked interest from other European clubs, including Bayern Munich and Aston Villa, who are ready to track his performances throughout the 2026 World Cup. Alongside those two clubs, Arsenal are also reportedly ready to meet the £40 million price tag demanded by Manchester United. For their manager, Mikel Arteta, a fee of £40 million is seen as very reasonable for a player of Marcus Rashford's caliber, who racked up 14 goals and 14 assists across all competitions last season. The Gunners are said to be keeping a close eye on the winger situation after Barcelona's surprise decision not to take up their permanent buy option. This move to look for a new forward has been driven by the fact that the futures of two of their frontline players look increasingly uncertain at the Emirates Stadium. Rashford's versatility, being able to lead the line as a central striker or drift out to the left wing, would give Mikel Arteta a new dimension in attack. Bayern Munich and Aston Villa are reported to be taking a watching brief during the World Cup rather than moving immediately, choosing to assess Rashford's form and fitness across the tournament before deciding whether to formalize an offer at the £40 million valuation set by Manchester United. The uncertainty clouding Rashford's future at boardroom level has done nothing to dampen the welcome he has received from the Old Trafford dressing room. While the club's directors are weighing up offers from Arsenal and other European sides, the Manchester United players see the return of their academy graduate as a real boost. Under the tactical leadership of Michael Carrick, who is currently building a new foundation, the presence of an experienced player like Rashford is seen as important for squad depth, regardless of the transfer rumors in the media. Rashford progressed through the Manchester United academy before establishing himself in the first team, and that background is part of why his return has been described as a boost to morale rather than a complication for the squad. At the moment, Rashford is fully focused on representing England at the 2026 World Cup, where he has just scored a goal in a victory over Croatia. Brought on as a second-half substitute on the left wing by manager Thomas Tuchel to replace Anthony Gordon, Rashford quickly injected new energy into the English attack. Despite his limited time on the pitch, Rashford made a strong impression with an effective display in both attack and defense. In his 18 minutes on the pitch, Rashford had 12 touches, completed 3 successful dribbles, and had 2 touches inside the opposition penalty box. On top of that, he also won the ball back twice, contributing to the style of play being built by Tuchel. Manchester United are hoping that his performances in this tournament will drive up his market value in the summer transfer window. The goal against Croatia marked his first involvement of note for England in the tournament, and the 12 touches recorded in such a short period reflect a directness in his play that has been highlighted as a positive sign by those tracking his recovery and form. This is exactly the kind of storyline that splits opinion among fans, and that is why we want to hear from you directly. If United Flow has become part of your matchday routine, the way you support this channel is simple. Subscribe if you have not already, like this video so more fans see it, and leave a comment telling us whether you think Rashford should stay and fight for his place, or whether Manchester United should cash in this summer. Every comment helps this channel grow, and every subscriber helps us keep bringing you fast, accurate United coverage. So if you're still reading this far in, you're clearly invested, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Marcus Rashford's return to the Manchester United squad has been met with enthusiasm by captain Bruno Fernandes. Bruno expressed his happiness, stating that everyone at the club understands the crucial role and quality Rashford brings to the pitch. As team leader, Bruno's main focus is to make sure every player performs at the highest level, and he feels Rashford's presence gives a psychological and tactical lift to the Red Devils squad. He made clear that the whole team is ready to work together to deliver the best possible results for the fans. Bruno's comments came directly in response to questions about how the squad would react to Rashford walking back into the dressing room under a cloud of transfer speculation, and the captain chose to frame the return in positive terms rather than treat it as a distraction. To Bruno, Rashford is not just a player but an essential part of the Manchester United family. He understands the difficult periods the English forward went through in the past. As a teammate who has stood by him, Bruno has stated his belief that Rashford can come back stronger. Knowing that Manchester United need Rashford at his best to get through a demanding campaign, Bruno assured that everyone in the team is committed to supporting him as he looks to find his sharp form on the pitch again. For Bruno, Rashford's return is about the entire team working to bounce back together. These remarks from the captain are notable given that Bruno Fernandes has worn the armband through several turbulent periods at Old Trafford, and his public backing of Rashford carries weight inside a dressing room that is still adjusting to Michael Carrick's management. The supportive stance shown by the captain has given the Manchester United management and manager Michael Carrick something to consider. Strong backing from his fellow players could influence the decision, meaning the club might give Rashford another opportunity instead of selling him immediately to reduce costs. In the end, Rashford's performances with the England national team at the 2026 World Cup will be a deciding factor in whether he stays at Manchester United or moves on to another club. Manchester United show no signs of stopping their overhaul of the midfield setup under the guidance of new manager Michael Carrick. After securing the signature of Adon from Atalanta and currently pursuing West Ham's Marcus Fernandes, the Red Devils have reportedly taken their next step. The English club are rumored to have made an official inquiry to bring in Barcelona's 22-year-old midfielder Marc Casadó in this transfer window. This would represent the third significant midfield addition pursued by Carrick in a single window, underlining how central the rebuild of that area of the pitch has become to the manager's overall plan. This move by the Manchester United management is reportedly linked to the involvement of Portuguese agent Jorge Mendes through his agency, Gestafute. Mendes is known for setting up major transfers for top players across European football. Marc Casadó officially joined the Gestafute agency in September 2025, and the agent now intends to facilitate the player's move to Old Trafford this summer. The timing of that agency switch, less than a year before this reported approach, is being viewed as a significant factor in how quickly the negotiation has progressed. Marc Casadó has reportedly reached an understanding with Barcelona's sporting department regarding his departure from the club this summer. The midfielder has found it difficult to secure regular playing time in the first team under Hansi Flick, leading him to ask his agent Jorge Mendes to review official offers that have come in. Despite showing potential during his first years in the senior squad, he has struggled to convince Flick that he deserves a regular place in the starting lineup under the current setup. Manchester United's interest in Casadó stems from specific tactical needs identified by their manager. Michael Carrick wants to build a midfield that is dynamic, fluid, and possesses strong ball control and passing skills across the pitch. Casado, a graduate of La Majer Academy, is seen as having the profile to fit the style of play Carrick wants to introduce. Casado has spent his first 4 years in Barcelona's senior squad without becoming a guaranteed starter under Hansi Flick, and that limited game time is described as the central reason he is now open to exploring a move away from the club that developed him. On the financial side, Barcelona are reportedly willing to set a price of around £22 million for their midfielder. This figure is considered reasonable, and within the spending budget the Red Devils have set as they rebuild the squad. However, the biggest challenge for Manchester United is not the financial side, but rather convincing the player to leave his boyhood club. Loyalty and commitment are described as the main factors that the Manchester United management and Jorge Mendes must address. Marc Casadó recently signed a new long-term contract keeping him at Camp Nou until June 2028. This contract situation puts Barcelona in a strong position, while the player himself reportedly still has ambitions to keep improving and proving his worth at the Catalan club. On the other hand, the move to bring in Marc Casadó also depends on the situation of players within the Manchester United squad itself. The Red Devils management is reportedly waiting for clarity regarding the future of defensive midfielder Manuel Ugarte before progressing further. The process of negotiating the departure of the Uruguayan international is described as a priority that needs to be resolved first to make room for a new arrival. Manuel Ugarte is reported to not be part of the long-term plans being drawn up by Michael Carrick at Old Trafford for the coming seasons. Ugarte's playing style is considered primarily defensive and not a strong fit for the possession-based approach the manager wants to use. Carrick is looking for a midfielder who is not only effective at winning the ball back, but also capable of controlling the tempo of the game and starting attacks from deep positions. This situation means Manuel Ugarte's departure from Old Trafford appears to be a matter of time, pending the right offer from interested clubs. By allowing Ugarte to leave, Manchester United would gain additional funds to balance their finances while also reducing the club's wage bill. The vacancy left behind by the Uruguayan midfielder would then be intended for Marc Casadó. Jorge Mendes will reportedly need to work to convince Casadó that a move to Manchester United represents the right step for his career. With Casadó contracted at Camp Nou until June 2028 and Barcelona setting his valuation at £22 million, the outcome of this pursuit is likely to depend as much on Ugarte's exit as it does on Barcelona's own willingness to negotiate downward from their stated long-term plans for the player. Before you go, here is the truth. Channels like United Flow only grow because of fans like you who take that extra second to engage. We put in the work every single day to bring you accurate, fact-checked Manchester United news so you're never left guessing. If this video gave you value, return that value by subscribing to United Flow, hitting the like button, and leaving a comment below with your honest opinion on Rashford's future and the midfield rebuild under Michael Carrick. Tell us who you want to see in United colours next season. Your subscription is not just a number to us, it is what allows this channel to keep covering the stories that matter most to you. So subscribe now, stay tuned for more updates, and we will see you in the next one.